because we're actually going to give you your maximum respect. But love us. The thing is, when a woman is not settled in her home, maybe she's faced with a lot of domestic issues, unhappiness in the home, drama here and there, probably due to financial issues in the house, emotional issues. The husband doesn't have time for her again, or the husband is cheating, or there's no money enough to take care of the children and the essential things in the house. Definitely, the woman is emotionally depressed. There is a lot of drama in the house. There is conflict, definitely. And then when a woman is depressed, her mental state is questioned because you can only be mentally stable if everything is equal. Mental health for women and conflict in the home, they are partners. They go pari passu. On the airwaves of the Garden City, there's a station you can treasure. Treasure 98.5 FM.
All right, we've heard it all from that recording that was pop. We heard so many things. Uh, we heard so many things from what the women said. With me in the studio to discuss this topic is a consultant psychiatrist with the University of Port Harcourt, talking about Dr. Lucy Uwoma. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
My name is Rachel Onah. From now till 3 o'clock, we'll be looking at mental health. So, doctor, what do we classify as mental health?
Mental health actually is a state of well-being in which every individual, both male or female, can be able to contribute to their to the well-being of they can work productively, they can cope with stress and work fruitfully in terms of the work that they do or their relationship with others, and they're able to make contributions to their community.
Mm. So, when we say that somebody is not mentally balanced, are there signs to look out for? Assuming you look at someone and said, "Oh no, this person is not mentally balanced." What are the signs to look out for in such cases before you conclude that a person is not mentally okay?
Okay, for you to say that someone is not mentally okay, that means there must be problem with the person's emotion, person's psychological being, and even their social life. And you can notice this in the way of the way they think. Most of the time, you start noticing that their thinking have changed. Somebody that normally relate very well with people can start feeling as if people can start getting suspicious of people around them. Of course, you know that something is wrong, and maybe it's very difficult for them to handle stress. So most of the time, they can easily get irritable, they can get agitated or feel low in their mood. Also, they have difficulty in making choices, and most of the time it also affects their functioning in their at home, because they may not be able to take care of their family, their children, or the house chores. They may not be able to work productively at work. That means you see reduction in their functioning in all aspects of their life. Then you may find out that okay, something is wrong with this person.
All right, in the family, maybe you're related with your spouse as a man or as a woman. Are there things you see in the person that will make you to start suspecting that no, my wife is not mentally okay, my husband is not mentally okay?
Okay, in a
Family relationship.
family relationship, most of the time, because there must have been friendship at the early stage where you know what kind of person the other partner is, the spouse is. Then you now start noticing that any little um, problem, the person nags or gets easily irritable or is always at edge. Or your wife that is always a happy person that can always make the house comfortable for everybody, receive visitors, will start telling you that doesn't want to receive any visitor again, or is not ready to prepare food, or even will decide not to want to go out to work anymore, or start suspecting people around. All those kind of things can actually make you know that something, or even for someone, a woman that already said taking substance may now start demanding more for what may not be necessary. Like you may start suspecting that something is wrong.
Okay. You've been a psychiatrist and you've been working with people who are not mentally balanced. Let's look at the issue of substance abuse. Is it a factor to mental ill health?
Yes, substance abuse is actually so related. It's actually a mental health disorder.
Okay, throw more light on it, please.
It can precipitate mental illness. Mental illness can precipitate substance use.
What are
So
those substances that people take that trigger that?
okay, alcohol is a major substance that a lot of people use, both male and female. Cigarette, that's nicotine, is one of them. Caffeine. You see people taking cannabis. A lot of women are taking cannabis and cocaine, tramadol, pentazocine. People use it to cope with stresses of life. So that's one of them. And the use of these substances can precipitate mental illness. Even mental illness can precipitate use of substances.
Okay, we hear that so many people are not mentally balanced, but they are walking the streets. They are living in families. Can you throw more light on it? Because it's not everybody that is mentally imbalanced that is on the street like a mad person. Some people are in families. Some people are in places of work. So, what can you say about this?
Okay, concerning mental illness, of course, mental illness, it becomes so severe when the person is incapacitated. So people can actually function very well, even with mental illness, especially when it's well managed. That means you can have someone that have a mental illness in your home, in your work, at school, functioning, because the problem is in the mood. And if it's well managed, one can still be able to be productive. So um, you see a lot of people at home, they have depression, they have anxiety, but they are still able to contribute to the society because they are taking care of their mental health.
Now
Someone
that
in
you
your
mentioned
office,
depression, is depression a factor of, is it contributory to mental ill health? Depression.
depression is mental illness on its own. It's a diagnosis in mental health where people have low mood, loss of interest. It's an emotional disorder. So it's actually a diagnosis on its own where you see low mood, loss of interest in previously enjoyable activities. You see reduced energy, the difficulty with sleep, appetite, and the rest, and people start feeling hopeless, helpless, and will wish to die. Depression is a major mental health illness, and it has actually become a global health problem.
Hmm. All right, can we look at the theme for this year? Suicide prevention. What can you say about the theme? First of all, suicide. What do you classify as suicide?
Suicide is a deliberate self-harm to self and with the aim of dying. Though most people that actually commit suicide may not actually mean to die. Most of the time they have this conflicts. It's either they want to die or they don't want. So if they survive, they'll be happy that they survive. So suicide is a problem and is mostly a complication of severe mental illnesses, and it has its risk factors. Of course, severe depression can prone people to suicide, especially when they feel hopeless and helpless. um, People that take before even alcohol itself, substances of abuse can prone people that have depression to suicide. A lot of problems are also
So you're telling us that alcohol can make somebody malfunction and then it will lead the person to committing suicide.
because it actually reduces it makes someone disinhibited, and it reduces also the judgment of the person will become poor, especially when they start abusing and they get dependent on substance use. So it can actually um, make them commit suicide just because they cannot judge what is right or wrong, and of course they feel like life is not worth living, so it's better to die.
Hmm.
And most of them we actually feel like there is no hope from others because they have this negative feeling about themselves, about the world, about their future. So it's very easy for them to think about some committing suicide.
So as a psychiatrist, we see that many young people are taking to suicide these days. What advice can you offer to them? And what is your role as a psychiatrist in curbing this trend of people taking their lives?
For suicide, we'll say people should actually talk out because suicide is not just something. So people plan suicide. They actually plan. Some of them will write notes. They give signs, some signs that they even talk about.
What kind of
They
signs?
talk about substance. Somebody can tell you that I'm tired of living. This whole problem is too much for me to carry. I think I should just end it all. Most people actually post some of all these things on social media. They tell their family members that this thing is becoming too much for them. So such signs, if you notice it, you need to address it. You need to make them of course, take them to specialists to address. And a lot of people that are also keeping such things in their mind need to talk out. When they talk out, they can actually be managed early and prevent the outcome of suicide.
Okay. Um, so, as a parent or as a spouse, what can you see in someone that will make you to suspect, oh, this person wants to commit suicide? We want to be more practical now.
Okay, the person can start becoming withdrawn to self. The person can start getting so moody, thinking of some of them can even start taking alcohol more than usual, weepy, feeling hopeless, losing interest in things that they enjoy doing. They may not even be sleeping very well, and the appetite can become poor. And some of them can even write some messages down. They can drop a note. You understand? And some of them can actually start keeping some things that are dangerous, like insects, all these pesticides, knives, and all that. Anything can be used in trying to kill oneself. So such things will now be because they plan it, and they actually, for someone that really want to commit suicide, they want to do it when nobody will be there to rescue them from doing it. So you would have noticed some signs about the patient that this person is not really what he or she have actually been all this while.
Hmm. So, what role can we play as people
As
in the society,
people,
as friends, as relatives? What role can we play? Because these days you find a lot of people doing I don't care. All I know is me, my family, and I, and you don't care what happens to your neighbor. To be good neighbors, what are we supposed to do in a society to curb the trend of suicide? Actually,
we need to check on ourselves. We need to check on our
when you
neighbors,
say
our
check
friends.
on how?
Like visit, even once in a while you call to check on the person. How are you doing? I hope you are fine. How is work? How is business and all that? I didn't see you in church yesterday. Why? Or you've not been going to work, you've not been coming to work for a while. What have been happening? Is there anything that can help? If you talk to me, I can be able to help you seek help if there is any. And we share our problems together. If you keep secret from me, I will not be able to open up to tell you my own secret. So one should be able to talk about positive things in life. Of course, your family members that have been healed for a while, especially with chronic medical illnesses, you need to check on them, because that can be a risk factor for committing suicide. For someone that you know that have been drinking excessive, maybe someone that take alcohol before, but recently have been taking more than usual, you need to check on the person and find out what is really happening with you. Why are you taking more? Before you know it may tell you that the problems at work is becoming too much for me and I cannot cope, or the problem at home, the house environment is not conducive. I just need to run. I just need to leave the house. And once people start leaving the house to go and hang out with friends and all that, somebody that does not do that before, or have now started doing more than usual, then you can now say that something is wrong and see how you can help the person solve the problem. Because if you cannot solve the problem that is causing these behaviors, then you have not done anything.
Now let's look at young people and relationships, because most of the people that commit suicide is as a result of a failed relationship. My boyfriend dumped me, went for another person, I don't feel love, or heartbreak or something. As a psychiatrist, what do you have to say about that?